Welcome to Soulfire Wisdom with Kate Olson. As an evolving spirit and change adventure navigator, it is Kate's mission to empower and guide you on your path and inspire your truest passions. She will encourage you to share your gifts, speak your truth, and ignite your inner wisdom and purpose. She hopes to do so with a little humor and grace and her own soulfire passion. Kate talks with amazing guests who have embraced the pursuit and are fanning the flames of their own passion, purpose, and soulfire wisdom. Now, here's your host, Kate.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Soulfire Wisdom and Tips, Tricks, and Triumphs Tuesday. So, I hope you're having a good week, and I hope the snow is starting to melt wherever you are and warm up. I feel a little bit guilty for being here in Arizona where it's sunny and I hate to say it, it's 81 today. And since my guest today only lives about 30 miles from me, she's probably feeling a little bit guilty too. No? Okay. So, anyway, I had a really productive week this week. I got a lot done as far as the organizing that I've been doing for my moving, and so I had a question from one of my clients was, how do you keep focused on productivity when you have like a huge to-do list and it just seems overwhelming? And I thought, oh, wow, is this a question for me? Because I started out last March, I had 84 things on my to do list. And this was kind of a holdover from 2019, actually, when I was uh, sick for a good part of the year. So things kind of piled up. And then we went into, well, first my plans on moving, and then COVID, and my list just kind of blew up. But I took things, one item at a time, and I actually broke them down into this week, um, this month, next month, and long term. And I'm happy to say that right now I have 20 things on my to do list and then 8 things on my long term list. So that's a lot of progress from having a year ago a to do list with 84 items. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you organize things, stay focused, and just keep crossing items off, you'll eventually get there. Don't spend a lot of time worrying about it and feeling, overwhelmed. It doesn't matter what speed it goes at, really. If you keep going, you're going to get there. So we have a viewer comment. Hello. I don't know who they are, but hello. so so I'm really excited about the show today. It's about gems and crystals, and I've always been fascinated by gems and crystals. Our guest is Terrie Marie, also known as the Angel Lady, and she's a highly attuned master crystallogist and crystal and angel realm channel. her interest in crystals started over 30 years ago, and she's the author of 10 best-selling books. And I have a lot of questions on crystals and gems. And so I'm just going to introduce her right now, and we can get into that right away.
Hello, beautiful Kate.
Hi. So good to have you here today.
Thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure. And y'all who are watching now or at some point, Kate and I actually met, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago or so at a conference in San Diego. It's been a while.
2017, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we were both, it was a speakers conference, and
Yes.
we were both there. I don't know why Terrie Marie was there, but I was there to kind of overcome my overwhelming fear of speaking and being on stage. And that was actually, that was in the spring, and it was in the fall of 2017 when I started the first radio show. But this beautiful lady came up to me at the end of the conference and said, I've been wanting to meet you all through the conference. And I said, oh, okay. Well, and so that's how we connected.
Yes, we did. And I'm so glad. And now we're just 30 miles away from each other. So when all of this pandemic stops being crazy, then we can, actually get together a lot easier than we ever have. Well, we haven't since that conference, but here we are, both in Arizona now.
Yeah, it's funny how things happen. Well, to start out with, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and what led you to your current path?
My current path started, as you said, about 30 years ago when I first or read among the first books, and I was living in Hawaii at the time. It was by Katrina Raphael, and I am so bad with titles and names. One of them was, it was about healing. There were no pictures. And the other book was The Value of Gemstones. It wasn't even crystals necessarily, although there were crystals in the book. And I would, to say the rest of it is history is pretty much the topic of it. In Hawaii, those many years ago, it wasn't that easy to find places to get crystals. So it was a very small collection, and I was happy to have them. It was later on when I moved, fast forward a lot. I've had a variety of jobs here and there. And when I moved to El Paso, Texas, after a few years, I met a woman and her husband, and we became friends. And they introduced me to the Tucson Gem and Mineral shows, I think 14 or 15 years ago now. So, now all of a sudden everything opened up more. At that time, I was still just collecting for myself and learning. And then I put it away for like 7 years because I tried, and I thought my path was coaching and consulting rather than working with the crystals themselves. Well, as spirit and my guides would have it, be 4 years, I think 4.5 or 5 by this summer. Started teaching classes in my home in El Paso, and they said, well, bring out the crystals. Maybe somebody will want some. And there you have it. I mean, that's the encapsulated version of it. And it was just in the last 14 months that I realized I had been guided to focus in this area primarily. I still connect with my angelic realm guides every day, every moment of every day. I have crystal guides as well. It's a continuous discovery and learning. And then I pass it on and teach classes about the crystals and how to use them.
Great. So, can crystals really help people. I have a fascination with, or I should say, maybe it's an obsession with jewelry. And I was first attracted to jewelry by, different gemstones and minerals and things like that. And I heard that they can have some positive effects on your life and help you in different ways. Is that true? And can you tell us a little more about it?
Yes, I can. Yes, it's true, and no, it's not. If you believe that energy can help you and that crystals are a form of energy that can help you, raise yours, heal emotional wounds and whatnot, then yes, it's true. If you don't believe it, you're absolutely right. They won't do a thing for you. That's the simple part of it. Your jewelry, as well as all of your crystals, need to be cleansed and recharged regularly. Your jewelry, all of these guys, and what I wear, all get cleansed every night. How do I do that? I use different crystals, or I use selenite. Um, this is selenite. It's white, and you can use kyanite as well. I have quite a few pieces on my dresser where all of my jewelry goes. And I have selenite all around. You can also use incense, an Om CD. You can use a singing bowl, because the crystals will absorb your energy and the energy from around you. They get full. Just like if you overeat, it gets uncomfortable.
Oh, okay. A follow-up question to that. There are people who are saying that certain minerals, gemstones, can block EMF. What about that?
If you're asking me if it's possible, absolutely. Just like you and I have different vibrations, let's just take the techie people, and even within the or artists and everyone. So we have a block of artists or a block of techie souls. They each have their own vibration within there. So even if you have a crystal like this rose quartz, okay, it's okay back here, as you can see, it's pink. It's a stone, one of the stones of unconditional love. And is it the only thing I use it for? No. When I'm feeling like my emotions can be kind of crazy, then I will tune in energetically and telepathically to which one will help me. And this is shungite. And, this is one of the ones that will help you filter out EMF. And you see, I'm picking it up really close to my computer, to my laptop, because it's right here. And there's a big piece of selenite right behind my laptop, because energy comes through. Energy is everything, and everything is energy. It's everywhere. It doesn't stop by, just saying stop, go away. You can put a filter or a shield around you to help filter out as much. And just because something is pink doesn't mean it's only for the heart center. Just because it's green doesn't mean it's only for prosperity or health. It all depends on the properties of each crystal. And then on top of that, because it's not about, okay, I can only use this one for that and that one for this and that for the other thing. It is a combination of that and what you're attracted to vibrationally or energetically to in the moment. So if I'm feeling overwhelmed, whether I'm watching TV or I'm in my sacred space, I might pick up my shungite just to help absorb the energies, as it helps me to raise my inner vibration. Then I'm feeling better. So, it's all really a belief system. If you believe in energy healing modalities, great. If you don't, that's great too, because it will work and it won't.
Okay. Yeah. So, can you talk a little bit about how connecting with, like you mentioned, crystal channels, and how does that all work?
It works if you have an open mind, and it works if you can quiet your conscious mind long enough. You know, people get intuitive hits or nudges or those gut feelings, and a lot of people just blow them off, right? So the more people in general who blow off those nudges and those little intuitive hits, or those I really should have listened, but I didn't because I wanted to do it my way, will have a harder time connecting with anything that is pure energy. So how would you do it? It takes some practice, takes getting out of your own way, meaning quiet the conscious mind. And one of the easiest ways that I have found and teach my clients and customers and students is to just do what I call an energy transfusion, crystal energy transfusion. You hold something. Now, if you have a little bitty piece like the size of that, it's not, it's, you need a lot of those little bitty pieces, okay? It's like having one drop of water and expecting it to quench your thirst. Doesn't happen. So does it have to be this big or no? Bigger? No, it can be about like so, but a decent size that can fit in both of your hands, and you just hold it. Do you have to meditate while you're doing it? No, you can do it while you're watching TV. Some of my larger ones, I just put in my lap, and the energy goes into the left, circles throughout the body, comes out the right, back through the crystal. The crystal then transforms the negative energy that it's pushing out and puts the positive energy back in.
Okay. So we have a question from a viewer listener. They say, I believe I have had an energy body hanging around my right hip and leg, but have done work to release it. Any recommendations?
He or she has done work or has not?
They say they have done work.
Okay, so one of the ways, and this a girlfriend taught me a long time ago, and it doesn't harm anybody. So, but before I just say that as a, like, you know, a precursor, what you can do is to imagine that whether you know who it is in physical form or not, you can cut the cord, and you can call in your guides. You can use a wand. You can use let's see, a healing wand. I just happen to have one. Now, I'm not going to point the point towards you because I don't want you to get zapped or anyone else to get zapped with the energy. But you can use something to cut the cord, the energy cord. And then imagine that cord going to any church you think of, whether it's down the street or 1,000 miles away. You are just helping that cord attach to somewhere else. What it doesn't do is harm the church or anyone in it. It's just giving it a place to go. And it removes it from you. And you can also say something, if this was, well, I don't want to say obviously, if it is someone or even an entity from the other side who there was some discord, then that negativity is just kind of sticking there. And so when you cut the cord, you can also say, you are now free to go into the light, or I love you, I forgive you. And if that is too much, you can say, my guides and I, or God or divine source and I love you, and let it go. Whatever word helps you or the person to then remove it, because the more anyone focuses on the negativity part, the stronger that attachment is.
Okay, so why would some energy like that be hanging around if obviously this person does not want it there? They didn't invite it. So
it's interesting because as much as some of us work to be on our path in the light, there are those beautiful souls who choose the other frequency. And there are some stubborn people, whether they're in the light or whether they're not, or they're just beginning. It's, by golly, I'm not going to give this up because you did me wrong. And here's the thing. When we hold on to that stuff, we're the ones who are being in the emotional prison. That doesn't mean you forget, you forgive to free you emotionally. So if you sat in a crystal bath or a sauna filled with crystals and salt and incense and all of that, and you said, by golly, I'm not giving it up, it's not going to do you any good.
Okay. So, how do you choose which, which crystals or stones that are going to be helpful?
If you are attracted to a color or a shape or an energy, that's the one, or those are the ones. When I go to the shows, I always ask, and I'm actually pre-paving the way now, like, because the shows were supposed to be already, but because of this beautiful pandemic, they are now in April. So I have been pre-paving now for a few months, usually a little bit less time. But I will, I write in my journal, thank you for helping me choose and be guided to the right crystals with the right quality and the right vibration. That doesn't mean because I don't choose this one or I don't choose that one, doesn't mean it's not a good stone, crystal, or mineral. It means it's not the right vibe for me to either have in my personal collection or in my boutique for my customers and clients or people I haven't met yet. It has to be the right vibration. Otherwise, it's just like you and I clicked. We haven't seen each other for years, but it still clicked. And if we didn't, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right. So, so if someone is hesitant or concerned about what they should choose, is that something you can help guide them?
Yes, there's a difference between I don't know if I should or outside of their comfort zone. And a way to help tell is if when you get those gut feelings or those gut hunches, it's either in your heart center or in your belly button area, your solar plexus. So, and you know the difference if you're listening and you pay attention and you acknowledge it to when something isn't right. And there's a difference between going beyond what you're comfortable with or no. If it's about stretching beyond, take a chance. If it's no, this isn't right, then put it down. The very first time I went to the only time I went to Mount Ida, Arkansas, many years ago, I fell in love with these, what I call crystal cities. There's these great big clusters of crystal points. And I loved one of them. And I'd been picking up a few, and it did not want to come home with me. And it cut me.
Uh-oh.
So if you're not paying attention, they will let you know. And it's not that, it didn't cut me very hard. It was just like, okay. Now it had been drizzling all day, but I had been handling probably 20 or 30 other pieces in general. And this one was like, yeah, no. And that was before I even had an inkling about energy, but I understood, okay, you are gorgeous and I would love to have you. However, you don't want to go with me. So I put it back down. They will let you know if the vibration is off.
Yes.
It doesn't feel right. And you could have 100 pieces and 1 or 2 will want to go with you.
Yes. Okay, we have a follow-up question from the person who asked the question.
Okay.
They say, I tried with my ancestors. They pulled her out, but I still feel pain. Can you say the name of the crystal again? The crystal that you were talking about for.
You can. If the person who is asking the question has not done the forgiveness work, I don't care how many times you cut. I don't care how many people you go see. You need to do your part. You need to forgive yourself and forgive the other person or persons. It's all, it's not just, okay, that's it. You get to do the work. And how do you do that? There's lots of different ways. And so
Okay,
the name of
the crystal wand is the one that
selenite.
okay.
Okay. You can use selenite, you can use kyanite, you can use clear quartz, you can use rose quartz, you can use a crystal wand, you can use your hand, you can use light or energy.
So that's the one for cutting, right?
That is one of the crystals for cutting. It's not the only one. It's not just one and the others don't work.
It's the ones that you mentioned there. So she said for cutting, I have done the work. Yes. So I guess.
Well, I'm getting nothing else for that. So I'm not going to make it up.
So, well, you named them. I think that's the question she was asking. But we'll see if she comes back.
Well, there is something left to do. Otherwise, that entity or the energy would be gone. That's all I can say.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, how have crystals changed your life personally?
Well, they're beautiful. They help raise my vibration. They are gorgeous to look at. I love holding them. I love teaching about them. I love sharing them. And they bring beauty and joy and happiness to others. So how could that not change your life?
Sounds like they also changed the course of your, where you were focusing your business.
Well, that and my guides, because long ago when I first started, I was focused on the aromatherapy and crystals, and I allowed myself unknowingly, I knew it, but I didn't realize it, that I was being redirected because others didn't know how to deal with me. So it's not a blame, because I learned a lot. I learned a lot in the other 9.5 or 8 years. And yet, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, is help others find out more about crystals and how to work with them, and not be so, this is the one that does this and only this crystal can do that. Open your mind. It's like, how many flavors of chocolate are there? How many varieties? And which one or ones are your favorite? Are the other chocolates bad? No. It's just those are the ones that you go to.
Yes, yes.
So, silly analogy, but there it is.
So, what are some examples maybe of how crystals have helped some of your clients or customers?
When you feel better about yourself, when you use a tool, and these are tools, they're energetic tools. When you use a tool, when you take a salt bath, when you light incense, when you use crystals, they can help you change this. Thoughts tie into emotions and feed thoughts, and thoughts feed emotions. If you just stop for even 30 or 60 seconds and hold a crystal or a tower or whatever you want to call it, even a sage bundle, and you allow yourself to feel the energy from the item or items that are around you, flowers, artwork, a friend, a loved one, anything can help you. Crystals are bundles of energy.
Yes, I think that's how I see it is okay. People like a lot of people like to be outdoors in nature. It makes them feel calm and connected, and that is like crystals or many of the other things that you mentioned, um, a part of our connectedness to all of the rest
Yes.
of the energy that makes up the earth.
Mm-hmm. Crystals are definitely from Mother Gaia. I mean, who else? Now, there are some crystals that are lab made, and there are crystals that are enhanced by humans. I prefer the natural ones. I don't mind some shapes. I don't go in for the mushrooms or the hearts. That's just my choice. Nothing wrong with them, nothing wrong with animal shapes. I just choose. Now, there are certain shapes I like spheres and pawn stones, towers. Other than, and spheres, little round guys. Okay. Other
Mm-hmm.
than that, no. Oh, and crystal carved angels. Yeah, I almost forgot them. I like those. But those are shapes and energies that resonate with me. And other people like all the other shapes. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. It's just my preference.
So, what are your favorite crystals for you personally?
How are you going to get me in trouble, Kate? Because I have a whole bunch in front of me.
That's okay. Just you don't
That's
have to
okay
list
to get me in
all of
trouble.
them.
Okay.
So, uh,
Well, I love the pink, but my very top favorites, I believe, are amethyst and rose quartz. Those are among the first ones that I was really attracted to. That and malachite, which is green and black tourmaline, and I absolutely love clear quartz in the many shapes. They're different sizes. They're different patterns inside, which are called inclusions. And I don't have a unfavorite, really. Just that those are the at the top of the list. I'm going to
so
hear it later, but anyway.
I know that this would be like an endless list, but what are some of the meanings of some of the gems? Like, for instance, clear quartz. What is?
Okay, so we'll give you a not a forever list. So there's chrysocolla, there's azurite malachite, which is azurite and malachite naturally combined. There is guava quartz from Brazil. There are rose quartz, picture jasper, rhodonite, rhodochrosite, lapis from Afghanistan. There are other places that have lapis, but the lapis from Afghanistan, in my humble opinion, has the highest vibe, and they're amazing. So you also have, let's see, amphibole, which is it's clear quartz, but it has all of these other pieces in it. These are called inclusions, and it's a type. So it's a clear quartz with manganese, iron, hematite, and all kinds of other goodies inside of it. There's rose quartz, there's Kambala jasper, there's orbicular ocean jasper.
Okay, so as I said, would be endless. So let's
There's
just say,
thousands,
let's just
thousands.
say, clear quartz with nothing added. What's a meaning of that?
Okay, so clear quartz by itself helps to magnify the energies of all other quartz or all other crystals and minerals. It also can help protect you from psychic attack, which is somebody thinking unkind thoughts, sending you some SHIT energy, right? Some thoughts that are not so great. So that person who's been asking, saying she's doing the work, maybe she could also use clear quartz to help protect her.
Okay, so a question, turn the question around another way. Say this is a question I get asked very frequently. Somebody wants to increase their clarity. What would be some crystals or stones that might help them with that?
Lapis, sodalite, clear quartz, amethyst, black tourmaline, selenite, kyanite.
And a person would choose based on what they were attracted to.
Yes. And if you had a shelf of lapis, for example, and you were attracted to one of those, that would be the one, whatever the size. Now, again, if you have something, this is a decent size. This is a piece of selenite. But if you're expecting this little piece of selenite to clear your whole house of all the crystals, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
You need a lot of this size, okay? This will help some pieces, but this is not going to clear your whole house 24/7. It's too little. It's like having a shot glass of water or your favorite juice and expecting it to last you a week. Doesn't happen.
Okay. All right. So, are there any secrets that you have that you can?
Secrets.
Yes.
Listen. Get out of your own way. Quiet this. And listen. And then when you get a little nudge or something, say thank you. And then follow it. Here's a secret that's not really a secret. It is if you don't know it, so I'm going to be sharing it. The way you tell the difference and learn to trust the intuitive voice or the thoughts that float into your head. If it's right here, that's your conscious mind. If it's anywhere else in your head, it's not your conscious mind. Your conscious mind will lie to you. It will help you stretch things all out of proportion. It will send you down a rabbit hole. It will bring up everything you ever did wrong that never worked, and that's why this isn't going to work either. That's its job.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's coming from here,
so I guess in simplifying or stating things another way, crystals and stones are kind of another tool for connecting with our inner
yes.
intuition, guides, and
if you hold something that's pink, it's kind of a little bit hard. This is dark rose pink. If you hold something like that, that's going to help you soothe and calm your emotions. Not maybe in 1 second. Depends on how, it may take a little while. It may take 10 minutes. It may take an hour. Depends on how big the emotion is, how intense the energy is. Because if at this level you're feeling out of balance, out of alignment, upset, stressed out, whatever, you need to get a little bit higher in the vibration to see past it. Because at this level, you're not going to find the answer. I don't care what tool you use. And I'm not the only one who teaches that.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
But people, as I was trying to get to, people have different tools for getting to the same end goals.
I meditate, I walk, I work with my crystals, I talk to my guides. I turn everything off for a day. I'll step away. You need to have more than one because the one thing doesn't always work the same way. So if you have a tool kit or a basket, ethereal, an energetic basket or a pile of something.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You take out because not the same thing's going to work every single time.
Yes, definitely. So I have a question that's kind of not related to to crystals, but I've been asking all of my guests for a while now. So I'll ask you too. What has surprised you most about life so far?
That I can plan all I want to, and my guides will intervene. And for the most part, I am very able to go with the flow. Other times it's like, you want me to do what? Now? Yeah. That's not what I had planned to do today or this week or this month or this year. and you get this, is like you can't get it out of your head, it's best to say, okay, if the project is huge, which sometimes it is, say, okay, what part can I start with? What can I do with where I am to move this forward? And then the pressure starts to kind of soften up some, you know.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. So, what if you could leave the listeners with one thought from today's show? What would you want that to be?
The words that are coming are trust your gut.
Okay.
So no matter who is sharing information, if it doesn't resonate, let it go. If it's sharing with you something more than what you learned, add to it. You don't have to discard everything, just add to it. Now, I learned that concept from a teacher, Master Ko, who teaches pranic healing. I took several of those classes, different levels. That is not entirely for me. Did that hurt me? No, it helped me grow as an energy healer for myself and for my clients. And it also helped me get to where I am. So you can't do it wrong. The only thing you can do wrong is not listen to guidance and not try something. Because if you don't try it, you're never going to know. Now, if you get a feeling like, oh no, that's not for me, then don't try it. Don't do it. And you know, because there will be roadblocks, there will be messes, there will be, pay attention. And don't be one of those beautiful souls that says, I wish I had listened.
Yes.
Wish I had listened not to do that. Wish I had listened to do that.
Yes. Although that's a good point and a good rule to follow. It doesn't seem like we can ever get totally past that. I wish I would have, because we're just
No, I'm pretty good at it. And everyone, I say, well, you did tell me. You did. You did already mention that.
Definitely. So, if people want to get a hold of you for finding out more about uh, the crystals and gems, or where can they get them, or any other questions, how would they do that?
They can friend me on Facebook. We do have a free Crystals, Angels, and Chakras Facebook group. There are 2 questions. If you don't answer both of them, you're not getting in. And they're simple. Why do you want to be here? And do you agree with the rules? It's real simple. So it's Crystals, Angels, and Chakras on Facebook. And then if you don't like Facebook, but we're here, but you prefer Instagram, it's Angel Lady TM. And my Etsy boutique, or my crystal boutique on Etsy, is Angel Lady Terrie Marie.
Okay, that's pretty simple. And did you have a website too?
It focused mainly on the boutique because that's where the crystals are.
Okay.
I have 3 websites, but in addition to the shop on Etsy.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you so much for being here. And I think that gave people a good idea about what crystals and gems are all about. And I know
This much.
it's a huge subject, and
It is.
so there's a lot to learn. So thank
There
you
is. Thank
again
you.
for sharing your wisdom. And I'm sure I'll be learn more about it.
Thank you for having me. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I've enjoyed it, and seeing your beautiful face again.
Yes. So we have a great show planned for next week. We're kind of staying on the angel theme, and my guest will be Candy Claire Hout, and she is what's called an angelic walk-in. Um, so she is the angel Gabriel, and also has a posse of angels, and she does her own show, um, which is Angel Healing House, and she mostly focuses on angel readings and angel guidance. So she'll explain what all of that is all about on the show next week. So be sure to tune in. That's 3 p.m. Tuesday, March 2nd, 3 p.m. Pacific time. And we'll just find out more about all of that. So thank you again, Terrie Marie.
You're welcome, Kate.
And I'm just going to say bye for now.
Thank you for listening to Soul Fire Wisdom with Kate Olson. We hope you enjoyed the show. If we made you laugh, brightened your day, or sparked a new thought, we have succeeded in our mission. Join us next time when we'll share more secrets and truths and all the magic of transformation that is the journey to Soul Fire Wisdom. Always remember, be fierce in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire.